Hello, English 101 students. This is your professor, Michael Bloomingberg, and I hope week 2 is treating you well. I apologize for the delay in getting this video available to you, but I want it to take some time to make sure you understand what is expected from you in week 2, and to also present to you at the end of this video a very unique extra credit opportunity, and we'll get to that in just a few minutes. But let's go ahead and begin with week 2. So as always, I'm on Blackboard. I'm going to go on over to the course content folder and I'm going to click on week 2. The place to start is in the coursework sheet folder because that always gives you the listing of assignments you have to complete for the week. So let's click there. I'll just pull it up as a PDF file and we'll take just a couple of moments to look at it together, and we'll blow that up just so that we're able to see it. I'm going to move this over just a little bit. So basically what you're doing is building on what you started last week. You read Naomi Klein's From No Logo during week 1. And since this is a writing intensive course, it is now time to begin the task of writing. And so what I want you to understand is that you are working on a draft plan this week. The operative word here is plan. Now this is not the essay itself. The actual essay is not due until week 3. And in week 3, when we get there, I will be giving you some resources, some information related to summary that will hopefully help you as you're working through the essay. But the key here in week 2 is just to get your ideas together by filling out the draft plan that is required from you. And please note that the draft plan is due no later than 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time, Sunday, June 24th. So now that we kind of know what we're doing or what's expected, let's click out of that. Let's go back into the week 2 folder. And let's look at the assignment sheet of the essay first, and then we'll take a look at the draft plan. Okay. So let's take a look at the assignment sheet for just a moment. I'm going to blow this up just so it's a little bigger and easier to see. So now this is regarding the actual essay. It should be a 2 to 3 page paper. Now next week I will be posting a rubric for you to look at as you're working through, and it's a rubric that I'll use to actually grade the summary, and you will be given that information ahead of time just so you know what I'm looking for in the summary. And you again will be given resources and a video in week 3, so that's coming next week just so you're clear. But it says in order to be successful on the assignment, you must have a draft that is 2 to 3 pages long. Follow the classroom writing guidelines and format. 12-point Times New Roman font, double-spaced, 1-inch margins. I also encourage you to look up MLA standards for formatting. Now, if you're in the English 100 class, we looked at that last week in week 1, but if you're not in the 100 class, you might want to look that up independently and make sure you understand how to set up your paper using MLA. I can present a video on that. It's just the same one I used in the 100, but I don't mind to share that with you next week. Check your grammar, mechanics, punctuation, and spelling as well. And again, you're working on the draft plan first, but the draft plan is due this upcoming Sunday, June 24th, and then the essay is due 1 week later on Sunday, July 1st, so you'll note those deadlines. Next, we're going to take a look at the draft plan, and of course this is what is due this week, and so we'll take some time to go over it together just to make sure it makes sense. So what you need to do, and I just pulled up the PDF file, but I would encourage you to work in the Word document version, and if I can go back for just a moment, it's the first link. And the reason I encourage you to work on the Word document version is because you can type your responses right there in the draft plan. So again, I'm looking at the PDF file, but I encourage you to work in the Word document to just type in your responses. So the first thing you'll see is, what is Naomi Klein's main argument? Now another way to phrase that question would be, what is Naomi Klein's thesis? And I want you to use your own words in putting this draft plan together. Don't just rip it from the article itself. If you've already completed your draft plan, you can go back and make tweaks and resubmit it after watching this video if you need to. I want to stress to you, and we'll talk about this next week, but a summary is designed to just capture the main ideas of the article. It is not to include your own point of view. So that's why you're being asked what Klein's main argument is all about. And by the way, you could complete that first part in just a sentence. Now we get into these blocks, and so with these blocks you're going to need to spend a little bit more time and energy filling those out. And the first block says, use the space below to note the biographical information regarding Klein. Include information you will use to establish how Klein's background has influenced your points of view. You probably won't use that so much in the summary essay, but it is going to help your understanding of Klein and her point of view. Now I want to remind you that if you go back, I'm going to pause for just a second. We'll come back to this sheet in just a moment. I'm going to go back to course content, and I'm going to go to the week 1 folder. Because in the week 1 folder you can find the notes that are presented related to Klein, and you are free to borrow some of those ideas about Klein that were presented to you in the notes. Canadian author, best known for No Logo, so on and so forth. So I just wanted to point that out to you for just a moment. So I'm going to go back to the week 2 folder and back to where we were for just a moment in the draft plan. But again, for the first block, that's where you can find the information you need there. Move the camera over a little bit. So what are the key points that you've identified from No Logo? And how can you organize the main ideas from each paragraph section? What does Klein do to make her argument stand out? This will require the greatest amount of effort because you need to go through the article and sort of cut it into sections so that as you're going, you're taking the main ideas from each section. So go key points one section at a time. Now the cool thing is that the article is structured according to section titles, so that's the easiest way to do it. Just go through the section titles and pick out the main idea and put that in 2 to 3 sentences, and that will help you in structuring the summary. And then the last block, who is Klein's audience? And how does she show an awareness of audience? And does she give information to show a counter argument? This will be the most challenging part of the draft plan because it's asking for a higher level of critical thinking. So who is Klein's audience? Spend some time thinking about to whom it is she's actually writing. And how does she show an awareness of audience? Is it by the sheer number of brands that she references in the article? Could be, so think about that. And counter argument is just meaning, does she do anything that goes against what she's trying to establish as her own argument? And fill that block in. And that's your draft plan for the week. All right, very good. So go back to week 2. Once you get your draft plan done, again, making sure you work on it as a Word document, you're going to go to the submission link to actually submit the assignment. And again, note the due date is 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time, Sunday the 24th. You're just going to click the link, and you will follow the instructions as listed. What it's asking you to do is click Browse My Computer to attach your draft plan. Remember, it's not the essay, it's just the draft plan due this week. So you'll click that Browse My Computer, and then you're just going to find your draft plan wherever you have it saved and click Open. Now, I'm not going to do that, but if I did, I should see the attachment right about here. Do not copy paste into the comment box. The comment box is just if you want to leave me a note like, Mr. Bloomberg, I had a hard time writing this. Can you please let me know what you think? Thanks, or something like that. That's what the comment box is for. And you don't have to leave a comment. It's just if there's something nagging you about the assignment or something in particular you want me to note, put it in the comment box. But to send the actual assignment, you're using Browse My Computer to attach. Once you see that it's attached right about where I'm wiggling my cursor, you can hit the blue Submit button in the bottom corner, and that will make sure that your paper is submitted. And I'm going to hit cancel because I don't want to do that. But that's it for this week. Now next week will be much more intensive because it's the actual essay. So I'll be adding some resources, explanation video. We'll go over a summary so that hopefully it'll make sense to you in terms of what I'm expecting in the essay. The rubric will be added as well. Now, there is one other thing I want to cover real fast, and I appreciate your patience in this video. If you click on discussion board, you will note that there is an extra credit opportunity that has been added for week 2, and it's only for this particular week. And it says the purpose of this extra credit opportunity is to learn even more about each other while building a team community within our English 101 class. The extra credit opportunity is worth 1 bonus point for week 2 participation, and it's completely optional. So here's what you need to do. You want to click Create Thread in this extra credit discussion forum and post 3 things about yourself. The catch is this: 2 of the things you post should be true while the other is not true. Please complete your posting of facts, facts in quotations, about yourself by noon Saturday, June 23rd. In addition, make sure you respond to at least 5 additional postings, either by myself or your classmates, where you try to guess which fact is not true. You should have your 5 replies or guesses completed by midnight Sunday, June 24th. Now, it's important. Do not reveal your untruth until Monday, June 25th. You should make sure you reveal on Monday. Please complete all aspects of the extra credit to make sure you earn the bonus point. Most importantly, guys, have fun with this. This is kind of a fun activity. So, for example, I'm not going to pick on anybody else, and I'm actually surprised I just added this morning, and already someone has posted, which is awesome. And that was Carolyn, so good job, Carolyn. And I'm just going to pull up mine for just a moment, just so you can see which one is untrue. Okay, so number 1, I visited every state in the U.S. except 3, Minnesota, Hawaii, and Alaska. My plans are to visit those 3 in the next 5 years. Number 2, I did not perform particularly well in school until high school. In fact, I struggled with English, grammar, spelling in elementary and middle school. Number 3, since I was a kid, I love professional wrestling. I've been to numerous shows and have a vast DVD Blu-ray collection of wrestling shows, which is untrue. So, just using myself as the example, if you want it to reply to mine, just hit reply and swing for the fences. See if you can guess which one is not true. 2 of those are true, 1 is untrue. And you're just going to click back to the original forum. Click, if I can move my camera, click Create Thread to create your own. And have fun with it. It's an extra credit opportunity. Just make sure you complete your posting by noon Saturday and your replies by midnight Sunday. Have fun with it. That's it, guys. Kind of a long-winded video, I know, but hopefully you find it helpful. Week 3 will show you much more information about summary writing, including a rubric that I will use to review your essay. And really, that's what's on the agenda for week 3. I want to stress to you that this class moves so much more quickly than it would be during a fall or spring semester where we have 16 weeks. We only have 7 weeks, so we're condensing things quite a bit. If you have questions, as always, email me, but good luck this week and try to have some fun.